Migrant has been stabbed to death at a camp near Dunkirk in France. And the incident happened just days after a GB News exclusive report warned of a deteriorating security situation in northern France, which has seen French police regularly attacked and injured by migrants. Well, I'm joined now by our Homeland Security editor, Mark White. Mark, another tragic death in France. Give us the details on this one.
Well, this incident took place at Lune Plage, which is a camp near Dunkirk on the railway tracks, not too far from the beach area in Dunkirk. And what happened was emergency services got called to reports that a migrant had been stabbed on the outskirts of this camp. You can see there pictures. We were there at Lune Plage in December, had the drone up, and we got some shots for you there. Not too many people in the camp at that point because it had just been raided and cleared out by French police, and this happens from time to time. They move in, they clear out the camp, but, you know, sure as night follows day, the migrants are back in there within a few weeks. So at the moment, we're in one of these periods where the camp has been cleared out. There's a couple of hundred migrants who are in Lune Plage at the moment. And this incident, how it erupted, we don't know. But when the emergency services arrived, they found a migrant lying with multiple stab injuries to the chest area. They worked on him to try to save his life, but this migrant in his 30s was pronounced dead at the scene. And this is not the first, by any means, violent incident that's erupted in northern France in recent weeks. Just a couple of weeks ago, we filmed in Dover in Kent when paramedics and others were there to await the arrival of a migrant boat with a migrant on board who had also been stabbed. This incident happened on a beach near Calais. It's understood that the person who was stabbed had tried to get on a migrant boat without paying and had come across a criminal people smuggler, and that didn't end well from him. So that's violence of migrant against migrant, but also set against that, Martin, is violence towards the French authorities, towards the police, as they try to get in and puncture these dinghies. That has been growing in intensity in recent weeks as well. There was another incident just on a beach near Boulogne recently where a group of about 350, mainly Sudanese, Vietnamese and other nationalities were there trying to stop the police from reaching 4 boats that were about to launch, and as well as throwing sticks and stones at the police and other missiles. They also used some of the petrol they'd used for their journey across to the UK to light fires on the beaches to stop the police from advancing to get a hold of those dinghies.
And Mark, you paint a picture here of heavily armed, well-organised thugs, lots of money, lots of vested interest, often a police which seems unable or unwilling to cope because of the risks and the dangers. Therefore, Mark asked a very big question: are these really the sorts of people that we should be allowing to come to Britain?
Well, I mean, in terms of individuals who are coming across, that is a real question to be asked, because the fact is we simply don't know, because the people in these dinghies are instructed by the people smugglers to throw away their identifying documents and to effectively invent backstories that will stand them in the best possible position, really, to get granted asylum at the end of the day. And then that makes it very difficult for UK authorities to be able to get a handle on who these people are and the potential risk that they pose. And they do, some of them, pose a risk. We know that people that have come and claimed asylum have gone on to commit some horrific crimes, such as that acid attack in Clapham in recent weeks, a number of terrorist attacks that have been committed by asylum seekers and failed asylum seekers as well, and other stabbings and sexual crimes that have been committed. That's not to say that everyone coming across is bad. Of course they're not. But the fact is some are, and we don't know who these people are and just what sort of risk they might pose.